Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 horror places in the USA. From haunted houses to cursed caves, these spine-chilling spots have a terrifying reputation. If you dare, join us as we explore these ghostly locations. But beware, some places are said to hold spirits that never left. Our first stop is San Diego, California, the Whaley House. Built in the 1850s, this place has seen it all. Hangings, deaths, accidents. The Whaley family, they're still here. People report seeing a young girl in a blue dress, maybe one of the Whaley children who died young. Others claim to see Thomas Whaley himself still walking the halls he built. The energy here is heavy, oppressive. If you're ever in San Diego and you think you're brave enough, walk those halls. But be respectful, man. These are real people with a real history. Next, we head east to Fall River, Massachusetts. The Lizzie Borden House. 1892, a brutal double murder. Andrew and Abby Borden hacked to death with an axe. People have reported seeing apparitions of Andrew and Abby, their faces contorted in fear. Doors slam shut on their own, footsteps echo in the dead of night, and cold spots send shivers down your spine. The question isn't whether or not the Lizzie Borden house is haunted. The question is, who is doing the haunting? Our next stop takes us to the heartland of America, to Villisca, Iowa. In 1912, an entire family, along with two young guests, were brutally murdered in their sleep. The Villisca Axe Murder House stands as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind closed doors. People have reported hearing children's voices whispering in the darkness, disembodied footsteps pacing the floorboards, and the chilling sensation of being watched. This house, it doesn't just hold the memory of the murders, it's soaked in them. The victims' fear, their pain, their confusion, it's all there, trapped within the walls. The silence here is oppressive, heavy, and suffocating. Chapter 4, The Winchester Mystery House, trapped in a labyrinth of guilt. Now we head back west to San Jose, California. Sarah Winchester, heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, believed she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by her husband's invention. She built this sprawling mansion with doors that open to nowhere, staircases that lead to the ceiling, and windows that look out onto blank walls. People report seeing Sarah Winchester herself, dressed in black, her face pale and drawn. Others have heard the sounds of construction, hammering and sawing, even though the house has been finished for decades. The Winchester Mystery House is a place where logic and reason go to die. It's a place where the past and present blur, and where the line between the living and the dead is thin indeed. Chapter 5, The Bell Witch Cave, Whispers from the Shadows. Deep in the heart of Tennessee, there's a cave that's shrouded in darkness and fear. The Bell Witch, they say, was a vengeful spirit that tormented a family in the early 1800s. The cave itself is unsettling. People have reported hearing disembodied voices whispering their names, shadowy figures lurking at the edge of their vision, and even physical contact, unseen hands pushing, shoving, scratching. Investigators have captured strange EVPs, voices that seem to mock and taunt, and even full-bodied apparitions that vanish as quickly as they appear. This isn't a place for the faint of heart. This is a place where the veil between our world and the next is thin, where the darkness bleeds through. Chapter 6, Moundsville Penitentiary, where the guilty suffer in death. Our next stop takes us to Moundsville, West Virginia. For over a century, this maximum security prison housed some of the most hardened criminals in the country. Executions, riots, suicides, the walls of this place have witnessed unimaginable horrors. People have reported seeing shadowy figures peering out from behind bars, feeling the icy breath of unseen entities on their necks, and hearing disembodied voices pleading for mercy. Moundsville Penitentiary is not for the faint of heart. This is a place where the weight of history is heavy, and where the spirits of the dead are desperate to make their presence known. Chapter 7, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, The Screams Still Echo. This sprawling complex was once home to thousands of patients, many of whom lived and died in unimaginable conditions. The energy here is palpable. Walking the halls, you can almost hear the echoes of their suffering. The spirits here are restless, their pain and anguish etched into the very fabric of the building. Investigators have captured countless EVPs, disembodied voices whispering, moaning, and screaming. Shadowy figures dart around corners, vanishing before your eyes. This is a place where the veil between the living and the dead is tissue thin. Chapter 8, the LaLaurie Mansion, New Orleans' unholy ground. Behind the elegant facade of this historic home lies a sinister past, a tale of cruelty and depravity that continues to shock and horrify to this day. Madame Delphine LaLaurie, a prominent socialite, was hiding a dark secret within the walls of her mansion, a torture chamber where she subjected her slaves to unimaginable horrors. The attic was a scene of unspeakable cruelty. The energy within the LaLaurie mansion is heavy, oppressive, and laced with a palpable sense of dread. Visitors report feeling a cold touch on their skin, hearing the muffled cries of unseen victims, and witnessing shadowy figures darting through the halls. It is a place where the sins of the past continue to haunt the present. The Stanley Hotel, where inspiration turns to terror. Nestled high in the Colorado Rockies, the Stanley Hotel stands as a beacon of both grandeur and terror. Known as the inspiration for Stephen King's The Shining, haunted by spirits with cold spots and whispers. Room 217 is the most active, with unsettling events. Guests report unseen presences and moving objects, echoes of children laughing and shadowy figures. Chapter 10, The Amityville Horror, A Nightmare on Ocean Avenue. Our final destination takes us to 112 Ocean Avenue, the Amityville Horror House. In 1974, a horrific mass murder shattered the peace of this suburban home. Ronald DeFeo Jr. killed his entire family, claiming demonic possession. The Lutz family reported swarms of flies at 3:15 p.m., the time of the murders. They experienced cold spots, disembodied voices, and physical assaults by unseen entities. The house became a symbol of evil, a place where the veil between the living and the dead was ripped apart. Chilling music swells. There you have it, the top 10 horror places in the USA. If you're a thrill seeker or a believer in the paranormal, these spots are definitely worth visiting, if you dare. Have you experienced any ghostly encounters in these locations? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more spine-chilling content. Outro fades out with eerie wind sound effects.